Thursday, March the 22nd. Welcome to Business Morning with me, Bosin Omafai. Let's get started. Nigeria's Vice President, Professor Yemi Osinbajo, today will share a special session of the National Economic Council meeting with Aliko Dangote, who is the president of the Dangote's Foundation, and Bill Gates attending. They will discuss the state of the economy, they will discuss nutrition, healthcare, and other things in between. Meantime, now we have something that looks like an agenda to conclude the budget 2018. The Senate and the House of Reps says they will submit their joint reports on April the 19th, with consideration and the passage of the appropriations scheduled for April the 24th. And this looks like another set of justice for the police pension thief. The Court of Appeal yesterday sentenced the gentleman to a 6-year jail term and fined him 22.9 billion naira. Was his offense? He stole 24 billion naira. Do the math and just find out. This was a man who was jailed a few years ago for about 6 months and given an option to pay 750,000 naira fine. The court was taken up on appeal by the prosecutor, that's the government, and now he's gotten 6-year jail term and a fine of 22.9 billion. That's why that is. Let's talk about where we are. We're heading for the Africa CEO Forum in Abidjan, the Ivorian capital, on Monday and Tuesday, when the two-day event will start for 2018. Nigeria's agri-tech startup by the name Thrive Agric is competing with 4 other African innovators for the Most Promising Company of the Year award. That is expected to take place between Monday and Tuesday. Meantime, another Nigerian indigenous logistic technology platform for goods and services monitoring and all that, called UTrocket, is also standing up for honors at the World Summit Awards, which take place today in Vienna, the Austrian capital. We're looking at Nigerian innovators, young startups making headways here and abroad. Dr. Doyin Salami has a new title. Of course, you've known him as an associate professor at the Lagos Business School and an economist, a former member of the Monetary Policy Committee. Now he has a new office and a new title called a resident commissioner and director of research, this time with the Nigeria Economic Summit Group. He's one of the team put together of ex-central banks, ex-Securities and Exchange, we're still Lagos Business School, put together last week by the Nigeria Economic Summit Group to bring something new to the table, a new fiscal policy group roundtable to work and advise the government. Dr. Salami is here this morning to give us his word on this new initiative. Good morning. It's good to have you, and congratulations. Let's get straight to business. Why a fiscal policy group roundtable by the NESG?
Well, to begin with, a bit of background. The NESG, as you know, is about putting on the table ideas that help the development of the Nigerian economy. We are particularly focused at the NESG on issues to do with business, but the ultimate aim is how do we get the Nigerian economy to develop properly. Now, whether we like it or not, fiscal policy is a very important element of economic management. Now, when we say fiscal policy, it's about 2 things: how government earns or puts up money, but secondly, it's also about how it spends money. Now, today, when we look at the numbers, the yield of Nigeria's revenue is less than 6% of total economic activity. And as a result, the ability of government to spend is, in some cases, constrained. But we also worry about the nature of government spending, how efficient. And so these things, we feel, are important enough to justify trying to bring to the table, and this is the key point for me, verifiable evidence as to where we are, and then also to come up with what options might move us positively away from where we are, because we're all clear that where we are is not where we'd like to be.
Where we ought to be.
Yes.
Looks like you're reading some lines out of the executive summary page of the Vision 2010, which was, where are we coming from? Where are we going? Where are we? Remember? I'm sure you remember.
I do. I do. But you see, those questions are almost eternal questions for any any country, any organization, indeed, any individual who wishes to make progress. Where are you? Where do you want to go? And how do you get there?
Very basic. Very basic.
Yes.
But why would this fiscal policy group initiative or roundtable be different from what NESG has been doing over 20 years or so with the government?
Well, I'm not sure that it's different. For my money, it's complementary. It deepens the nature of the conversation. For those who've been following the NESG started in 1993. And so you're talking almost 30 years of advocacy work. However, where we are today is a situation where we believe that the needs of Nigeria require that Nigeria have a more efficient fiscal policy arrangement. And if that is going to be the case, then we need to understand really what are the challenges that we have. Remember, I said a short while ago that we have revenues yield is about 6% of total economic activity, whereas the African average is more than double that. And so, indeed, I remember when this policy roundtable was inaugurated last week, somebody drew our attention to the fact that Afghanistan, which is a war-ravaged country, is doing better than Nigeria in raising revenues. And so these should begin to focus attention on, so why are we doing so badly on revenue? But also, we shouldn't forget, because it's not about us about to say, oh, tax people more. No, no. We are simply saying, how can we raise revenues? But more than that, how do we spend the same revenues?
Responsibly.
It's important. Not just, yes, responsibly, but also efficiently. Because in my view, and I dare say in view of my colleagues on the roundtable, that Nigeria's needs, no matter how you look at them, no matter what population number you work with, 140, 160, 180 million, is huge. Indeed, on the day this roundtable was announced, there was a Business Day headline which said, South Africa spends about $25 per head of population, whilst Nigeria spends $5 per head of population. Now, that begins to put some dimensioning to the kinds of numbers of spending that needs to be done.